On Sundays, here in the city center, public parkings convert themselves into flea markets. So we will see and check what we see on this flea market, what we can find. I just had an interesting discussion with one of the sellers here, and it works like that. The people who recycle in the city, they don't have a state organized recycling system, so those are private persons. They recycle, they gather everything they can get, and then they sort things out. And on Sundays, they come here to those flea markets and sell those things they recycled. So you see here it's more on the lower end in terms of quality, so you find remote controls, clothes. It looks a bit crappy sometimes, but it's all recycled. So most of the sellers here are recyclers. And also what happens, on Sundays there is the ciclovia, means the main roads are closed for all the bikers who can go from north to south, from south to north, and many of those also come here to the flea markets just to enjoy their Sunday and do something. And the flea market is always a good option because it's very interesting. You see very interesting people and you always can drink a coffee and there's some liquor, and yeah, you know how flea markets are, and the Colombian is not so much different. You should come and check them out. We walked from Las Aguas down 18th Street to the Carrera 7, and now we're on Calle 24 with 6th. We're currently on our other flea market, and we walked down 18th Street, and there were 2 more flea markets, and here are on 24th Street are 2 more flea markets. It's 9:30 in the morning, so there are not too many people yet, but believe me, until noon it will fill up a lot, and then it will become a real flea market feeling where you walk like this. What's interesting on flea markets, always memories come back. As a little boy, I was so much into Transformers. I had like 10 of them and I played every day. And you see, they still exist. Recycled, but they still exist. Also what you can find on the flea market, Spanish dictionary. I think I could use one because my staff always makes fun of me, because also after 4 years I struggle sometimes with Spanish. And as we are in Latin America, in Colombia, nothing goes without music. And also here on the flea market we have some romantic music to enjoy strolling around and buying things we actually don't need. We're in the second flea market, also on 24th Street, and I found out what the difference is between all those flea markets. So the ones we visited so far are all public flea markets, and the stands are given away from the alcaldía, from the local government. This one here, it's private. So you can see that the quality is totally different. The stands are bigger and they sell antiques, they sell gas stations, they sell furniture. Actually, they sell everything you can use in your daily life, decoration for your apartments, houses. Hi, sir. And we will also show you around here a little bit that you can see what stuff you can get. So, flea markets in the city center, great. You have from matchbox cars, 30-year-olds, until gas stations. And it's so funny when you come to those flea markets and look around, you see people, and it was like time was standing still in the last 30 years. It's amazing. It's a very good experience. It's a good plan for a Sunday. And the great thing about Colombia, what I really love about the country, you can talk with everybody. Everybody is happy and open for discussion, and if you speak a little Spanish, talk to people. You will have an amazing experience. What you also always find on the flea markets, of course, we are in Colombia, food. Different juices. In Colombia you find juices, fresh juices, always, and it's so good, it's the best. And of course you find coffee, and you find all different kind of food. And I saw something very interesting, which you see especially on the weekends, on Sundays, also on the streets. They sell it out of cars. Let's see afterwards. Eating, drinking, strolling around on the flea market. What better plan on a Sunday? So I give you a little explanation about Salpicon. Is that right? Salpicon? Salpicon. So basis is watermelon, and it's a mix of fruit, and you find it on the streets everywhere, and usually in those big glass pots, and always with big ice chunks inside of them to have them cool. And it's very traditional, you find them all over, especially at the coast where it's very hot. You find them, everybody drinks it right away from the street. So this is what I was talking about before. This is called lechona. It's a pig, and it's stuffed with rice, with garbanzos, it's called in Spanish, I don't know the English name, and different stuff. And let's see. ¿Puede remover el papel?
Sí, sí, lo que pasa es que esa es la mitad.
Ah, sí, es la cola. Ah, bueno. So we have here the tail. And we have here the front. So you see, this here is the head of the pig, and this one is almost finished, and he has two big ones, and this will all be eaten very soon. Oh, again, memories. Footloose. This was a real good movie. I loved it. Billy Joel. Beaches. That was before my time. Modern talking. Unbelievable. They're actually Germans. And Dieter Bohlen is a very famous VIP in Germany today. But the music was terrible. here actually starts the Septima. You have music, you have, of course, a lot of food, like always, food, drinks, coffee, juices. And you have always those street artists. Very popular. When I arrived 4 years ago in Colombia, you had not too many of them. You know, the guys who are standing still and then you put a coin and then they start moving. You had like one. And now along Septima, you have like 8 of them. And you also see very weird stuff. But yeah, you will see that. And every Sunday I walk here, I see more weird stuff. But it's very entertaining. And the good thing is right now it's not too packed. It's still morning, but believe me, it will become very packed, especially when you have all these here filled with people walking, and then you have the people on the bikes. But usually I always feel very secure. That's never an issue because there's always police around. Because we're a bit short of time, we're going to take the Transmilenio. This is the public transportation system here in Bogota. Today it's not too busy, so it should be good. You need a card like that to get into the station. So you can see it's just a normal bus. We arrived at the flea market here in Osaka. The difference to the flea markets in the center, they sell handcrafts here. So it's a totally different type of flea market. So you find necklaces, earrings, bracelets. It's a woman's dream, this flea market here. In Usaquén we find the coffee Quindío. Quindío is one of the departments of the coffee triangle. And not only this one, but there are many other coffees here in Usaquén from the coffee triangle, where you find or where they grow the best coffee in the world. On one street you have the flea market, you have all those stands where they sell handcrafted artwork. There is also some music, you have all around the good restaurants, and it's around noon. And there are some more people right now, the best is in the morning. Now it will fill up as well, and it will become really packed. Because on Sundays, usually the Colombians, the people from Bogota, they come here to Usaquén and they enjoy strolling around, walking with families, the kids. It's a really great Sunday plan for locals. I'm currently in the park of Usaken. It's like the center of the neighborhood. Usaken became part of the city in 1954. Before it was a community by itself, but because of the expansion of the city, it got swallowed up one day. And now is a part of Bogota, and Bogota stretches today even much further north. So for having easy afternoon beer, I have two recommendations. There is for one, Rock and Roll Circus. You can sit outside, but with a roof, which is very comfortable. They also have heating for days which are not that warm. And then on the other side, you have BBC. BBC, you see all over Colombia. And also with the terrace, you can sit outside, drink your beer, and look at what's going on around you. This is the Cevicheria El Mar. The origins of this restaurant is in Peru, and I have a memory I share with my dad. In Lima, we went to Cevicheria El Mar for lunch. It was just perfect food. It was just exciting experience. So they also have a restaurant here in Bogota, Usaken, which is quite big and quite good. And let's see, La Mar Cevicheria. I'll show it to you. If you love Peruvian food, you should come here. It's really good, it's really tasty. It's for Colombian standards, not the most cheap, but it's really, really delicious. Peruvian food is one of the best in the world, anyway. Pizza in Bogota, it's a difficult history. Usually you cannot get good pizza, but there are some exceptions. You have some restaurants which have very good pizza, and Julia, it's a chain. They have several restaurants in Bogota, and I can recommend for pizza lovers, go here and have a pizza. It's good. It's like not the best Italian pizza you ever have, but it's very good pizza. I have two more recommendations for you. So we have Mandinga Rum Bar. That's an awesome little bar. It's very cozy and they have awesome rum. And I also spent an afternoon here in my past, and you know how it is, cozy bar, drinking one or two rums, and then when you want to get up, you feel the rum actually. Yeah. And on the same street, right next to Mandinga, let's walk down here. That's the last one I will tell you for today, which is one of my favorite and which has actually a bit more of history. I see it, Coffee Temple. This is San Alberto Coffee Temple. Here we go. And the thing is about that one, San Alberto is one of the best coffees in Colombia, and they're situated in Quindío. And from Armenia, which is the capital of Quindío, it takes about 1 hour to get there, and then you come to the town of Buena Vista, and there you find the terrace of San Alberto. And it's a really awesome place. You can have a coffee, you can have the coffee experience, everything about coffee. And also they have their coffee here in Usaken. So this is it from Usaken. No more recommendations. I think I showed you some good stuff. Please subscribe our channel, comment, ask any questions, or write whatever you want. And don't forget, come to Colombia. It's an awesome country. There's a lot of discover, and I'm sure if you come here, you will see things you never experienced before. Cheers.